I'm Forlorn, and today I'm going to tell you the tragic story of gods from Berserk. So make yourself comfortable and let's begin. In a world consumed by chaos and blood, one man stands against destiny itself. His name is Guts, the Black Swordsman. His story is not about glory. It's not about victory. It's about surviving in a war that tried to crush him since the day he was born. Guts is not just a warrior, he's a symbol of pain, rage, and the will to keep walking even when everything is lost. The beginning of suffering. Guts' life begins with death. He is born from his mother's corpse, hanging on a tree, and his first breath is taken in blood. Raised by mercenaries, he learns that survival is the only truth. Every swing of the sword, every scar on his body becomes a lesson that kindness is a luxury in a cruel world. From a young age, Guts is treated not as a child, but as a tool of war. Betrayal, abuse, and endless violence shape him into a weapon. But within that darkness, a spark remains, the spark to fight, not for others, but for himself. When Guts meets the band of the Hawk for the first time, he sees something different. Friendship, loyalty, and a dream. Under Griffith's leadership, Guts finds purpose beyond killing. He fights not for money, not for survival, but to be part of something greater. Yet even then, deep down, he feels the chains tightening. Griffith's dream of ruling the world demands everything, even the souls of those who follow him. And so Guts begins to question, can a man ever truly be free if his purpose belongs to another? The dream collapses in a storm of blood, betrayal, sacrifice. In one single night, everything Guts believed in is torn apart. The band of the Hawk is annihilated and Guts is branded, cursed to be hunted by demons for eternity. This is the birth of the Black Swordsman. A man stripped of everything, friends, love, even humanity, yet still refusing to die. His rage becomes his fuel, his will becomes his weapon. In a world where the gods play with human lives, Guts chooses to fight back. Every night, Guts faces the same torment, haunted by spirits drowned to the mark carved into his neck. Sleep offers no rest, each dream bleeds into nightmare, and yet, when the dawn rises, he stands again. His sword, enormous, crude, and scarred, becomes his companion. His curse and his only voice is in a world that stopped listening. Through towns and ruins, through burning villages and empty plains, he walks. The war itself seems to decay around him. He's not searching for salvation, he's searching for meaning, a reason to keep moving when everything tells him to stop. And then, somehow amidst the screams and the blood, he begins to find others. People who don't see a monster, but a man still fighting. Companions who remind him that even the strongest blade can't stand alone. Together they walk through the dark, not because they believe in victory, but because giving up will mean letting the world win. The brand burns on his neck every night, but so does the fire inside his heart. After years of wandering through endless night, Guts finds her again. Her name is Casca, the woman who once fought beside him, who once smiled beneath the sunlight, now a hollow shadow of her former self. When he finally holds her in his arms, there is no triumph, only silence, a reminder of everything he failed to protect. But he does not let go. For the first time in years, his sword is not guided by rage, but by a purpose. Guts begins a new journey, one not driven by revenge, but by the fragile hope that Casca might heal. Along the way, he finds people who believe in him. Shirka, the young witch with wisdom beyond her years, Farnese and Serpico, who once feared the darkness within him, but learned to trust his strength. Isidro, reckless and brave, chasing the image of a man unbreakable. Together, they sail across stormy seas, bound for the mystical Elf Island, a place said to heal even the deepest wounds. For a time, there is peace, a fragile peace, but real. The monsters still come, the morgue still burns, but for the first time since the Eclipse, Guts feels something that almost resembles life. The Black Swordsman, the man who once stood alone against the world, now walks with others, and in their eyes, he begins to remember what it means to be human. On the island of elves, beneath the quiet of the sea wind, Casca's mind slowly returns. The memories she lost, and the horrors she once buried, come flooding back. She remembers everything: the band of the hawk, the Eclipse, Griffith, and Guts. It's not the happy ending he dreamed of, because with her memories came pain, unbearable, raw, and alive. For a brief moment, they live in peace, a fragile calm before the storm, but fate, as always, finds them. Griffith returns, not as a man, but as something divine, untouchable, distant, cruelly perfect. He takes Casca away once more, slipping through Guts' hands like a dream that was never his to keep. Guts fights. He always fights. But this time, the war doesn't even let him touch his enemy. His strength, his rage, his endless will all crumble beneath the weight of what he cannot change. For the first time, Guts falls to his knees. Not in defeat, but in surrender. Guts completely give up and leave everything behind. He may never find peace. This was the story of the Black Swordsman. You may ask, what's going to happen next? This ending cannot be real, right? It is. And what's going to happen next, no one really knows yet. But all we can do is to hope for a good ending. So that's gonna be all today. I hope you liked the video. It took me a lot of time to make. And if you liked it, you can of course like, subscribe or comment. And if you wanna support me, you can check my PayPal in the description. And that's it. See you in the next one, and goodbye.